Hey guys, what's up? Jared here, Dex and Dice. Quick ramblings of an LGS owner video. I don't have much to gripe about, honestly. This is gonna be pardon the words, but basically e-begging, throwing shit out there as to why you should support the channel, and shop with the Patreon, directions that I'm trying to go starting next year with the shop itself, etc., etc. Basically, just an overall update video. It might be more focused on local people versus, some dude out in Missouri or something. But, anyways, so here goes. I do want to touch on one thing. I guess two, really. The Kaladesh thing, I don't really give a shit about anymore. It is what it is. Like it, don't like it, whatever. Just start talking with your wallets, like I've said before, and maybe they'll eventually get the notice. Secondly, with some of the other channels I've been watching, there's a whole bunch of people whining and crying about MSRPs and everything. Get the fuck over yourself, dude. MSRP is a guideline. It's a great guideline to follow. Most of the time, you just follow the MSRP because it's kind of there. It does the job for you as far as figuring out, selling like price points. But when it comes to collectibles and stuff like that, MSRP doesn't really exist, and it says it right there in the actual wording: manufacturer suggested retail price. Suggested. It's what they suggest you sell it at. Now, you can't go around being like, okay, the MSRP is, we'll say, $100 and selling it for $20. Like, that's, they'll have issues with that. But if it's an MSRP of $100 and you're selling it for $90, they won't give a shit. If there's an MSRP of $100 and you're selling it for $120, they won't give a shit. If you're trying to sell it for $190, they may give a shit depending on who it is. But at the end of the day, it's a suggested retail price. It's a starting point. It's kind of like the rule book to, I don't know, D&D or anything else. They're guidelines. They're basically, hey, if you want to do this, roll this dice or whatever. But ultimately, it's up to you and your DM to figure shit out, to come to an agreement, to figure what works and what doesn't work. And that's exactly what the secondary market is. If you don't like it, then just wait and maybe buy it 4 years down the road when it's, $300 instead of $180. Or maybe you get lucky and it goes from $180 to $170. So your choice. The thing that sucks about MSRP and most stores is, as I've said in other videos, 9 times out of 10, your distros will end up fucking you when it comes to a reorder of it, because if they sell it to you for, say, $90 a box or whatever, and it does exceedingly well in the secondary market, and they sell out, and they have to do a reorder or whatever, you can guaranteed that $90 is going to go up to $110, $115, $120, $140 a box on our end. So then you will see the secondary market reflect that, with boxes going to be like $220 or whatever on your end. That's just the way it is. It's the way business goes. I personally don't necessarily agree with that, but I understand it. It hurts really small shops like mine when, if they up the price by like 10 or 15 bucks, sure, that's no big deal. I can absorb that. But if you start adding $50, $60, $70 on top of it, it's out of my price range. And then I can't get any more restocks. The big boy stores get restocks. I end up losing business because of that. I end up losing potential customers because of that. Someone walks in to buy, like, I don't know, 4 boxes of, we'll use Surging Sparks as an example because it's the most recent. They want to buy 4 booster boxes of Surging Sparks. I'm like, I don't have any, man. And then they're like, oh, well, this place sucks. They never have anything in stock that I want, so I'm never going there again. And then they tell their buddies and blah, 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 and it just kind of makes small shops like mine potentially lose business. I don't want to say will make it lose business, but potentially. There's like an 80% chance. So that's why I don't like it. Anywho, so that bitching over with, let's go on with the direction of the shop. I'll get the Patreon stuff at the end because it's kind of just mundane, blah, blah, blah. You know it, but I need to reiterate it because it's important. It really is fucking important. So the main direction that I'm wanting to try to take the shop is not necessarily the shop itself, but what we're trying to accomplish in other avenues of the industry. For those of you that are on the Discord, you know this already, but long story short, I'm wanting to try to start the blog, article, news section of the website back up again. When I initially started that years ago, I had just opened the shop. No one knew me. Didn't have many followers. Still don't really have that many followers. But you can solve that by hitting the follow button, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Follow us on our other social medias. Links are in the description below. So do it. Just be like Nike and do it. Anywho, now that we've got roughly 3.5 years under our belt, gotten a small amount of people, relative to other creators, on board and everything, I'm going to try to start it back up again. I have a few people already lined up to start making stuff for Warhammer, Digimon, video game stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think that's it currently. So yeah, we'll be putting out news articles, opinion articles, stuff like that, just general stuff you'll see on other websites, but we're going to try our hat at it as well. No, I will throw this one out here. It's not going to be overly political. I don't want to deal with that bullshit when it comes to this. I don't give a fuck who you want to diddle in the bedroom or whatever, unless it's a kid, then I will burn you at the stake personally. But I don't care. Most people don't care. No one gives a shit about if you're fucking wanting to promote communist ideals or whatever. I don't give a shit. Get the fuck over yourself. It's not going to happen. Communism has killed more people than the plague over the history. Just fucking leave it at the door. No one really gives a shit. So you hopefully won't find any of those stupid little fucking activist retards trying to moonlight as games journalists, I'll say, on our site. I'm going to try my best to eliminate that shit. Things will slip through, obviously, especially if it's an opinion piece. That is where I will kind of blur the lines because it's an opinion piece. The opinions won't reflect what the shop necessarily believes. It's just going to be an opinion piece about what that particular, author has to say about things, and that's that. Just because I don't like what you might have to say doesn't mean I don't agree with the fact that you have the right to say it and express how you feel about shit. The worst I can say is you're fucking retarded, but it is what it is, and the same to you. You can tell me I'm a fucking retard and, oh no, you called me a retard, you hate my ideals. What are you going to do about it? It's dumb. I'm tired of the bullshit, so I'm going to try fuck all to make that not a thing. So let that be a thing for people who are kind of interested in seeing what we're going to do. Let that be kind of a small warning to anyone who is on the Discord who has signed up to work with shit. I understand we're all politically charged for some retarded reason now. Yes, I'm bringing the word back whether you like it or not. It's just a word. Get over it. The last couple of years has just made everyone brainwashed with it, and this most recent election shows that not really a lot of people honestly give a shit. They really don't. They don't like to hear it. They don't like to deal with it, so forth and so forth. Good, because I'm really tired of it myself. I just want an unopinionated opinion, as far as someone trying to weasel in their activist goals into why they dislike or don't like said game or whatever. I'm fucking done. Anywho, moving forward. God, that was a tirade. I apologize. So that's going to be something I'm going to try to get started probably late January, early February. It gives me time to get some people in, relearn the whole like blog aspect of the website so I can remember how to give people permissions and everything to upload their stuff and so forth and so forth. So if you are in the Discord, it's in the announcements channel, I guess. Go take a look and reach out to me. We'll talk about stuff. Because honestly, guys, like my ambition outweighs my resources, honestly. But like, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm willing to try shit. And if you're one of those people that really is kind of like-minded, where it's like I don't have a lot, but I would like to try to do a lot, let's just see what happens. I mean, worst case scenario, you say no and it just doesn't work out. Same thing for the overall project I'm attempting to do now. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Oh well. At least I can say I tried, you know? So, yeah, look forward to that. I'm a little optimistic and anxious about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, again, we'll see how that pans out. So last but not least, guys, because I just wanted a quick little video. The Patreon is super important. It really is. It helps tremendously. There are many different tiers on the Patreon, everything from like $1.50 a month to just be like, hey man, you know, keep doing what you're doing, all the way up to a $35 mark, which is basically you can order directly through me, through my distros. Yes, I tack on an additional 5% onto your overall order, but there's no case limit or anything like that, you know, so like if you want to start doing your own shit, without having to jump through the hoops to be, you know, to join a distro or to go get your actual business license and blah, 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 blah. It's an easy way to just start doing that. And everyone and their fucking brother, you know, typically has a Patreon just like mine anyways. It's nothing super special, but it's special to us because your support really does help. That is a guaranteed like revenue stream each month that I can rely on to be like, okay, so with the Patreon funds, you know, I can guarantee that, like I said in the Discord, that Willie has a paycheck for at least that week, because that's kind of all that our Patreon generates right now is like a little over $300 a week. I mean, a month. So that's, you know, enough to pay someone something for a week. But yeah, so please, by all means, check out the Patreon. For those of you that are on the Patreon, leave some comments below being like, yeah, you know, it pays for itself. You get 10% off of like sealed product and stuff if you're local. You buy one or two things, you have paid for your subscription that month and then some. It really is a great deal. Not necessarily my loss is your gain kind of thing, but we're both in like a beautiful symbiotic relationship there, so it works out. Please consider joining the Patreon, even at its lowest tier, man. If you can afford $1.50 a month, sign up for the $1.50 tier, and if you eventually feel like it, you can always upgrade or whatever. But like, I don't know, we have a little over 1,000, I think 1,200, 1,300 followers on Facebook, for example. If everyone on there would sign up for the $1.50 tier, that would be fucking phenomenal. You know, that would take care of all the overhead as far as bills and stuff goes for the shop itself. So, highly consider joining the Patreon. If you are a member already, word of mouth that shit. Tell people about it. Let them know that, you know, hey, it does seem dumb for a small shop like this to have a Patreon, but it does end up paying for itself, especially if you come out and use it. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that one out there. We need all the support and help that we can get, as you know, we're a super small shop. We're honestly fighting an uphill battle with everyone else around here. Yeah, the shop is good. You know, we're doing okay, but it's still one of those super razor thin lines where one or two wrong fuck ups and it will be, you know, nighty night. So I'm trying to find multiple revenue streams to help with the income when, you know, in-store sales are slow or whatever. So again, please consider the Patreon. if you got $1.50 to spare a month, by all means do it. It's the cheapest, easiest way to be like, hey man, I like your shop. Don't go under. Hopefully you don't go under with this because, $1.50 really doesn't go that far, but if enough of you sign up at the $1.50 tier, that's great. Starting at the $10 tier and above is when you start getting your discount. So check it out. Consider joining it. Again, it's e-begging. Someone's got to do it. I hate trying to shill/sell myself because I suck at it, but sometimes you got to do it. Here I am attempting to do it. So yeah. Past that, guys, I got nothing else. It's a typical Friday, Commander League, all that stuff. I got to figure out the raffle and side quests. I got stacks of cards in front of me currently. Let me see if I can. Well, shit. Yeah, I got stacks of cards in front of me that I have to work with and get listed and, filed away in their respective places and so forth. So, you guys have a good Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a good, Christmas, New Year's, all that good stuff. And as I always like to say, guys, life is not a dick. You don't have to take it so hard. Be safe out there. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully I'll see you around the shop. Hopefully I will see quite a few new, so-and-so has joined your Patreon at the, here's some pocket change level or whatever. But yeah, you guys have a good one. I'll talk at you later.